Greetings, sisters and brothers of Local 2627. Today is Monday, August 29th, and let me talk to you about a couple of things. First thing, overtime. If you're commanded to do overtime, I mean, this is involuntary overtime, or even if it's voluntary overtime, you should have some type of confirmation that you were allowed or that you were told to do this overtime. Probably send an email confirming, as per your instructions, I will be doing overtime at such and such a date at such and such a time, and let management get back to you, either denying or affirming. But if they don't deny it, then it's an affirmation. We don't want people to have problems because management says, you know what, do overtime, and then the next day they seem to get amnesia about it. I had that happen at, I'm not going to say the location because I don't get anybody any problems, but the management commanded a group of people to do overtime on a Friday for a Saturday, and on Monday he sent them a letter thanking them for volunteering. I mean, you know, you can't make this stuff up. Anyway, when you have overtime, make sure that your overtime is confirmed before you do it if possible, because it's causing a lot of problems. NYCHA. NYCHA is running a pilot program of compressed time. It will start on September 19th. 11 members will be affected. They will start a pilot program for telecommuting, which is going to be, the starting date of that is September 26th. 18 members will be affected. Remember, this is up to the agency, the agency's choice. The agency can start it when they want to, they can end it when they want to. If members start getting into agency space, you know, arguing about who's going to do this and who's going to do that, it can cause a problem. Right now, it's management is making the decision. We don't know exactly what determination they're making of who's going to be doing what, but as we get that information, we will definitely make sure NYCHA is aware of that. There's a SAT prep course. I think they start on September the 10th. You may still be able to get your children into it. You need to call DC 37 Education Department, which is 212-815-1700, and ask them if you can get into this. You can get your child into this program. Remember, there's an out-of-pocket cost to this. It's not something that's given free. But my daughter attended it twice as SATs, and it's very important because, you know, especially if your child is going to college, you know, this could help your child get a high enough score where they might get some type of grant of some type. You know, I mean, this is important. You should do whatever you can do to try to cut because in the long run, you're gonna have to come out your pocket with some money if your child is going to college. Another issue: are you getting mail from the union? Are you getting notification of meetings that we are having, the locals having? Are you getting the public employee press? You know, the what we refer to as the PEP, the union newspaper, in the mail. If you're not getting these items, then you should call this office or call 212-815-1570 and have your membership records updated. Sometimes you may change agencies, or sometimes you may get a promotion, a different title, and sometimes, you know, these things just fall through the cracks. When they update your records, you fall off the farm, as they say. You know, you're not really up, your records are not updated, not maintained. If you move, you need to let people know that your address has changed. This can affect you in a lot of different ways. It can also affect your health benefits and things like that. So please, if you make any kind of changes, if you've had changes to your life at the agency, or you've made moves, you know, in your neighborhood and things like that, or out of your neighborhood, you need to contact DC 37 or contact this office, and we will help you contact DC 37. One of the things I'd like to also mention is with the hurricane, we don't know what kind of effect it's going to have. You know, the city's been shut down. We're going back to the issue of who's essential personnel and who's not essential personnel. If anybody has problems with the hurricane getting paid or things like that, you need to let us know so we can take the right action to rectify this problem, make you whole, as they say in the union. Now, another thing I'd like to mention before I end is that, you know, Bloomberg keeps on talking about there's no money. You know, the city's going bankrupt, which everybody knows is a lie. You know that we have a big surplus. But in addition to that, are you aware that the movie industry that's in New York City brings in $5 billion a year? They brought in $5 billion last year. $5 billion last year. Do you know that the red light cameras generated $52 million in income last year for New York City? 52 million. Tourism. Tourism brought in $31 billion to the city of New York last year. 31 billion. So when Bloomberg is talking about no money, we're making money. New York is making more money than it's ever made at, with this whole thing after 9/11 and everything like that. So let's not be fooled. The layoffs that we're having are totally unnecessary. We need to make sure that we're out there on Labor Day. I'm going to remind you one more time. We need to make a stand and let the mayor know that what he's saying is nonsense, and we're not going to stand for it. Good and welfare, we have none for this week. Fortunately, no one was sick. There was no deaths in anyone's family that we're aware of. And until next week, this is Robert Ajayi in Solidarity.